Jordan was a single ordinary policeman who was dedicated to his job. He patrolled the city often and found a stroller made for triplets one day, but there were no babies inside. When he heard faint crying in an abandoned nearby store, his decision would improve his life beyond his dreams. Jordan Brown was a single 32-year-old policeman. He served the community he grew up in and was passionate about law enforcement. Jordan was a well-loved community member who treated every resident with kindness. Unfortunately, he was recently divorced after his wife reneged on their family plans. It took him a while to heal from the heartbreak, but Jordan looked to the positive side of life. He volunteered at different community outreaches and kept himself busy by pursuing biking as his main hobby. The residents in the community felt sad for him after his wife left him, but they all admired his tenacity and positive attitude. One day, as Jordan was strolling into his favorite cafe, he noticed a triple stroller near the cafe's entrance, but he ignored it. "Morning, Chris. I'll have my usual, please," he told the barista. "Would you like my special carrot muffins?" "On the house," Chris offered. "Of course I would," Jordan smiled. He knew that Chris offered him free pastries because he still felt sad about his wife leaving, but he appreciated the kindness, and the pies were always delicious. "Did you notice the triple stroller outside? So apparently it's been there for 2 days now with no sign of babies," Chris told Jordan. "What do you mean by apparently?" Jordan asked. He never investigated incidents with no apparent reason. Chris explained that he wasn't at work yesterday, but the baristas and waiters who were there saw the stroller. Jordan asked the waiters and they confirmed Chris's story. The waiter who opened up the cafe the day the stroller showed up explained further, "When I got here in the morning, I saw a woman pick up her 3 babies from it, but she never came back." The information worried Jordan, and it was rare for anyone to abandon their stroller and carry triplets on their own. He walked towards the stroller and looked inside, but there were no baby toys or blankets. He was about to walk away when he heard faint crying. Jordan thought he imagined things but walked towards the area the quiet moan was coming from. Jordan walked towards an abandoned store next door to the cafe and realized the lock was broken. When he walked through the store, the crying became louder. He spotted triplets lying in bundled up blankets. There were empty milk bottles strewn next to them and there was no sign of their mother nearby. Jordan immediately called an ambulance and his law enforcement colleagues. While they were on their way, he asked Chris to go and buy a few baby essentials. Chris asked his manager to quickly run out and she agreed. Jordan gave him his card and he went to buy nappies, baby formula, warm clothes, and some baby medicine. Jordan sat on the floor with the babies and hushed them. He felt heartbroken that someone would leave them by themselves. He also thought back to the family plans with his ex-wife and became even sadder. "I could have had children of my own by now," Jordan whispered while the triplets slept. When the police and ambulance arrived, they told Jordan that the babies would be taken to an orphanage if the mother was never found. "No, please let me know immediately if you can't find the mother," Jordan said and walked away. He continued with his work while thinking about the triplets every day. A few weeks later, Jordan's colleague called him into her office. "Remember that day you found the triplets? I was there and I followed the case. I know you didn't notice me because you looked distraught," she said. "I'm embarrassed that my emotions showed that clearly. I tried being calm," Jordan said. "Don't worry about it, and I know how much you love children. I followed the case and it seems like CPS can't find the children's mother and they'll be taken to an orphanage. I wanted to tell you before they were taken because you were so adamant to be notified," she explained. "That's because I want to adopt them," Jordan said. His colleague outlined the process he would have to follow to adopt the triplets. Jordan followed her instructions wholly and a few weeks later was allowed to adopt them. Jordan was excited to be a father. He didn't plan to have 3 children with no spouse, but he figured that he was meant to be a father and would work hard to take care of the triplets regardless of his relationship status. A few days after Jordan fetched the triplets from CPS, he took leave and spent all his days buying baby supplies and transforming his house into a baby-friendly place. While preparing one of the nurseries, he heard a knock on the door and rushed to open it. Before he could even say hello, a woman outside the door fell to her knees and started crying. "The residents around that told me you adopted my children. I'm so sorry I left them by themselves, but I had no money and I felt I couldn't take care of them. Please forgive me. Please let me take my babies home," she cried. Jordan welcomed the lady into his house and learned that her name was Priscilla. He empathized with her struggle but refused to give the children back. "I understand your pain, but I've legally adopted them and I'll make sure to take care of them," Jordan said. "I understand I was very irresponsible and you have no reason to trust me. Can I come see them on weekends? I got a job at a nearby restaurant and I'd love to see them once in a while," Priscilla begged. Jordan agreed to this arrangement, and for months Priscilla honored her appointments and came to visit the children every weekend. He knew she abandoned them because she had no choice, so he started feeling more pity. He entered into a shared parenting agreement with Priscilla, which allowed them to take care of the children equally. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and consider sharing it with someone who may find it interesting. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.